I am here as part of a group called the Shared Drive Movement, and I'm joined by Kaylee Sharp and Mia Delve. There are actually 12 of us, and we started out with an observation that I made at the beginning of the last academic year to all of the fine arts students, that there was scope within us to find ways of working together that might actually move our practices individually forwards. And that started on the fine art programme itself with what we call shared drive projects, where we get all 150 of our fine art students working on construction projects together, by way of introducing them to each other, by way of kind of binding them together into a sort of operational unit, getting our annual programme off to a good start, and generally teaching them collective skills. I'm just going to show you some of the things that we did on there. Then I'm going to get Kaylee to read out the manifesto that she's promised to do it in the voice of a year 3 primary school. What's that? Sorry, I'm no good at mimes. What's that? What is that?
Just got an itch.
Fair enough.
Fanning myself.
So, Robert Smithson's Partially Buried Woodshed, 1970. We built our own. Neil Armstrong's first walk on the moon, we reenacted it in the sculpture studio, and we broadcast the whole event live to Mission Control in the graphics building. The raft of the Medusa, we built our own. That's the raft that figures in Jericho's famous painting. We made it the stuff of performances that reenacted the tragedy that Jericho had represented. And most recently, we restaged the 1969 ICA performance of J.G. Ballard's The Assassination Weapon. So that's the kind of thing that we do together. A lot of remaking. And these are the model churches. There's the model church. This was the first attempt. The announcement that we were going to try and make a movement around this idea, and in a way it's the difference between collectivity in the first set of projects and commonality in this new endeavour. The idea that we would start a movement on the basis of everybody doing the same thing led us, for one reason or another, complicated as they were, to all try and build the same model of the local church. We hated it. Everybody pretty much walked away from the project saying it was disgusting and outrageous, being made to do Blue Peter type craft and being made to do it all in exactly the same way. So we moved on from that to a situation in which the last project that we did properly was a night walk. We all had the same experience, and on our return we all wrote about it, and then we had a gathering where we read our writings to each other and pinned them up on a wall. And it was a spontaneous, unplanned, unscheduled kind of activity. On Sunday we visited the British Art Show, and on Monday we all wrote 100 words about the experience. And then this morning, and part of this afternoon, Mia has assembled the recordings of our writing into the piece that we're going to play in a moment. Kaylee, do you want to just read the rules, as it were?
Shared Drive Movement is a group of current and former Winchester School of Art fine art students interested in collective creative practice. Experiments to date have variously involved attempting the creation of identical artworks from a formula developed by one of their number, responding in writing to an unusual event experienced together, and conducting recorded group meetings at agreed times to create a hiatus in normal running. The characteristics of the emerging collective practice of the group appear to be considerable deliberative debate in the development of one-off projects, an agreed formulaic approach as the starting point for each project, an allowance for, or exception of, improvisation within the formula, a particular interest in written and performative elements, an on-off relationship with digital media, that is, an easy familiarity with post-internet engagement with technology, but a sense that shared drive movement projects may offer an escape or break from it. A consequently relaxed approach to documentation. In a world of blanket and immersive documentation, making things happen that simply happen may be a new strength. In counterpoint to this, a pragmatic recognition of the need for the activity to leave a detectable trace, particularly where third parties and secondary audiences may be involved. An urge in the midst of the formulaic and the legislative to cling to the intuitive and the poetic. There's all your long words.
Let them be helpless like children. Strength is nothing. Strength is nothing. Strength is nothing. Because weakness is a great thing. It's no more possible for God than for the weakest of his creatures to carry out both the two mutually exclusive alternatives, not because his strength meets an obstacle. His strength doesn't meet an obstacle, but because nonsense is nonsense. Nonsense is nonsense, even when we talk it about God. I couldn't stop thinking this morning about the champagne I bought on the train. People are so mad, spilling everywhere, bursting open my bag. Charm me with your hostess calm. Think about it, think about me, think about the lovely Trinity. Which one are you? Are you all three? Are you all three? Which one are you?
From 10:27 until the 10:52.
There is repetition in the figure 8 that's set on its side.
This will be my second visit to the show.
There is repetition.
Fourth time's the charm.
5 years for things that shocked you to feel like old friends. Even biennales don't wait that long. I'll never forget the fear of irresistible death and God, alone in that black void in Glasgow, with Mona's burning, beckoning element.
We arrive.
We emerge from the void to look at some art.
To have your back brushed by foliage in your most canine state is what it means to enter.
I go in reverse this time.
To enter a trance-like state.
I hunt out the yellow beanbags.
There is repetition.
On the screen was a rather weird blue guy sticking his fingers into a pot of cream and making some rather sexual noises.
I take Jess almost directly to the red room, though we linger first on a carpeted bench and I point out the volcano.
It rests like a dog in a trance.
Feed me.
Splurging unidentified liquid that invokes a sense of smell and taste that is not present.
Feed me. The room was pink and blue with yellow beanbags.
There is repetition.
It felt fluffy and happy, although it wasn't actually fluffy. I could have watched it multiple times.
You should be authentic as possible.
Feed me.
Sound seems to come from everywhere.
Real. The wool threads leave your fabric face, yet you cannot feel them.
Well, here goes.
The biggest effect it has is to cause an overwhelming sense of doubt.
Read reviews of this one by 45 first years.
Embellished by vajazzles, consider it a valid job. The room breathes you.
Broken egg.
On, off.
It does.
Bubbling, boiling.
It does. It breathes you.
Ambient blue and red lighting highlight the tinfoil. We travel together.
Hello, neighbour.
It took over 24 hours. Same country, multiple worlds.
What do you dream?
It all pours out. Bubbling, boiling.
Just about perfect.
Children laugh and speak in a language I do not understand. I want to. It frustrates while soothes, in a way. Am I allowed to be ignorant? The light comes on. Hard drive.
Hello, neighbour.
Start the fan, will you? It is boiling and terrifying. Wonderful.
Read reviews of this one, but everything still shocks, agitates me, until I calm, unexpectedly.
I dream of an experience of images.
Watching video which is pure solarized graininess.
What do you dream?
Seductive contrasts, people, Niagara Falls, like a painting moving. Everyone wants to do that raking light thing, but this James Richards knew to stop. 7 minutes in, just about perfect.
In each room, we are not the same as we were before. The word affected comes to mind, however you choose to read it.
Sublime images projected over apocalyptic zones.
Feed me.
Looping in dimly lit rooms, lights flicker.
Which melt through, glitch, the industrial and obscene.
On, off.
We spend almost no time in the open. We encounter more new media in the maze.
Hello, neighbour.
It is boiling and terrifying.
When raising paper, the screen illuminates the riddled maps made there.
A collection of intense and narrative all intertwining in this interstellar universe.
Pops and sighs and swoops.
Shadows interrupt. Translations intrigue. We hesitate, waiting to place ourselves. We shuffle to align with what we witness.
We are shushed. Dirty looks. Whoops.
Time for the group to meet back up again.
At the Hansard, it is the voice as the fog and the fire that I come back to first.
So here I remain a while.
The woman's unblinking eyes stare out into an unknown landscape. I wonder where she is looking.
The long, dramatic shots.
Pops and sighs and swoops.
The uncovered, the displaced.
Bubbling, boiling.
All that is solid melts into air.
It was all rather bizarre, but I loved it.
Bubbling, boiling.
It is back in the subconscious now.
Leave my tampon on the seat.
On, off.
We leave it there to brew.
We're going for a long circular walk today, because it's my dad's birthday, which is why I can't make the train journey. I could imagine stations along my walk, resting places. Where are you going for? As a counter to what are you waiting for? I assume on the train you're sitting comfortably. I'm in my pyjamas, on my sofa going nowhere, just me and my stationery. Birthdays are like stations. Along a linear track, marker pens, stationary stations, a good occasion for pen on paper expressions of life. Sorry I get sidetracked. This journey is your life, the destination is your death, and the stations are like birthdays, or however else you choose to mark out your life, potential death days. Places to leave the train at your leisure, both trains and suicide are dripping in romance. Then, whatever happens after the journey is death or afterlife, an eternal monotony perhaps, and the flow of my pen is my life. I hope when I stop writing this, my death is only metaphorical.